Here's a few tips to help you make a more precise capture using Snagit. When doing your captures, you have some options to make a more precise capture and also more consistent captures. There is a difference between using the all-in-one capture method and a preset, and I'll show you what those are in just a second here. But let's go ahead and start a capture. I'm going to do a all-in-one capture first. So I'll go ahead and start my all-in-one capture. You'll get your crosshairs here. To get exactly where you want to start, to fine-tune into your starting point, which sometimes can be hard by moving your mouse. And just to note, I am not holding any mouse buttons down. I'm just moving my mouse with no buttons pressed. Get close to where you want to start your capture. And if you need to fine-tune it to the edge of an object or something, you can use your arrow keys to get exactly right in where you want. Using your magnifier, you can get right to the point where you want to have that capture start. Once you have it where you want it, hit the space bar. That will lock your starting point in. And then you can just move your mouse. Again, you do not need to be holding any of the mouse buttons down. You can just move your mouse. If you need your captures to be a 1:1 ratio, hold down the shift key and you can move it around and it will stay 1:1. Let go and it will release that and you can move it around. So shift key would give you 1:1 ratio. The control key will give you a 16:9 ratio while you drag out. And if you hold shift and control, you'll get a 4:3. You must click or hit enter at this point while you are still holding down those modifier keys though, or it's going to jump back. So let's say I'm doing a 16:9, I drag it out. If I let go of the control key right now, it's going to jump back to what I have drug out. So hold the control key and then I would drag out, and then I would click my mouse button or hit enter before I release the modifier key, or it's just going to jump back. So be aware of that. But this will let you make consistent captures. So if all your captures need to be 1:1 ratio, you hold the shift key and now all your captures will be 1:1 ratio. If you need to start over, let's say that your starting point isn't, you change your mind, it's not exactly where you want it, you could hit escape key and you will be still in capture mode and you can start over. So I'd get it close to where I want it, use my arrow keys if I need, hit my space bar, drag it out. And I'll go ahead and do a 1:1 capture here. Okay, and I'm going to click. Now here's the difference between using all-in-one and a preset. If you use all-in-one, once you click or hit enter to finish your capture, you will have one last option to make any modifications here. So I could, grab one of the handles and still move it around. I can move the whole thing around. Or I can use my modifier keys again. So if I hold shift and click, it will give me the 1:1. If I hold the control key and click on one of the handles, it's going to jump to 16:9, so I can change that around. And at this point, I would let go of the mouse button before I let go of the modifier key. So I'll let go of the mouse button, and I'm now a 16:9 ratio capture. And then I would finish my capture. If I use a preset, I'll start a preset capture here. I can do all the same things, get close, use my arrow keys, etc., space bar. I can lock in, a ratio, 1:1 or 16:9. Everything's the same. The problem is here, once I click or hit enter, the capture is going to go off to the editor. I won't get that final chance to make a modification like I did here. If I click, I had this final option to grab the handles and move around. So there's the big difference between all-in-one and using a preset. With all-in-one capture, I have this final option to make any adjustments. With a preset, once I hit enter or click, it's done. I don't have this final option. Anyways, there's a few tips that hopefully will help you make more precise captures right from the beginning with Snagit.